Next news, breaking news.
America's voting right now, but not at the ballot box. Millions of Americans are packing their bags, loading their moving trucks, and fleeing blue state disasters for red state freedom. And folks, this isn't some fringe movement. This is one of the most powerful CEOs in the world, JPMorgan's Chase, Jamie Dimon, confirming what we've been telling you for years. There are now more people living in Dallas than in New York City. Let that sink in. California is hemorrhaging residents to Nevada. New York is bleeding out to Florida. The question isn't if the Democrat model is failing. The question is how long until these blue states completely collapse. And wait till you see what my own governor just said. I'm going to tell you why this matters to you. Whether you live in a red state or a blue state, if you're stuck in California, New York, or Illinois, you're watching your tax dollars get flushed down the drain while your quality of life crumbles. Your property values tanking, your schools failing, your streets unsafe. And the politicians, they want to tax you even more. Washington State just announced a millionaires tax. California is pushing a billionaires tax. The radical leftists think they can squeeze every last penny out of productive Americans, but Americans are fighting back the only way they can. They are leaving. And if you're in a red state like Texas, Florida, or Tennessee, you're seeing the influx of hardworking Americans who share your values, boosting your economy and strengthening your communities. But here's the political bombshell. This migration is reshaping congressional districts. It's redrawing the electoral map. Blue states are losing seats in Congress while red states gain them. The Democrats aren't just losing voters, they're losing power, and they're absolutely terrified. And now, something important I needed to share with you. See, I've tried hundreds of supplements over the years. Nothing, and I mean nothing, has delivered results like C60 Evo. This Nobel Prize-winning molecule made lab animals live 90% longer. And now I know why. My brain fog, gone. Joint pain I've had for years, virtually eliminated. My wife's skin looks 10 years younger. I mean, look at mine. My energy levels feel like I'm 20 years younger. And this molecule, get this, 172 times more powerful than vitamin C and worth more than gold per ounce. Now, the scientist behind it has been making this in his Houston lab since 1991. See, it's not just another antioxidant. I take it every single morning. It works at the cellular level where aging actually happens. And the Paris study showed the longest life extension in history, and now my family is living proof that it works. Visit c60evo.com/NNN and use code NNN for exclusive savings. Whether you want more energy, clearer thinking, better skin, or just to feel young again, this is your answer. c60evo.com/NNN. Use code NNN at checkout because 90% longer life starts with just one decision. Don't wait. Transform your health today. Now, here's what the mainstream media won't tell you. It's not just about taxes. The Democrats are in complete chaos trying to figure out how to stop the bleeding. Jesse Waters just buried them on national television, exposing their so-called strategy as nothing but the same tired losing playbook on repeat. They kept shoving hand-picked candidates down voters' throats. Remember how they installed Kamala Harris without a single primary vote? And the wins? Nowhere. Meanwhile, Laura Trump is calling them out for their obsession with identity politics over merit. But first, what did CEO of JPMorgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, say? Well, he just broke down the huge exodus from blue states to red states. Listen.
Washington State today announced we have a millionaires tax. They are putting a referendum in California, billionaires tax. What's the reaction been, Jamie? People are going, okay, I got the message. I'm out of here. You have more people now in Dallas than you have in New York City. Yeah. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. No, I tell people, everyone's got to compete, including cities. And for a city to compete, of course, it's quality of life, it's your subways, it's your hospitals, but it's also individual taxes, estate taxes, corporate taxes, and it drives people out. So all you have to do is look at California versus Nevada, New York versus Florida, and there's a huge exodus taking place. It's not good for the city, and people just make a mistake, I'll just tax these people, but that's the outcome. And very often people think they're being moral by doing that, but they're not. What they're doing is they're hurting your own city, and unfortunately, people vote with their feet, and so
they leave those disasters. As Jamie Dimon lays out the economic fight for blue states, Illinois Governor my own, throws fuel on the fire, telling folks to hit the road if they don't like his policies. Check this out. Illinois Governor Pritzker tells residents don't like it, leave, stuffing the state with taxes, crime, and failed policies. His solution, hit the exit. And this guy wants to be president in 2028. America isn't an all-you-can-eat buffet for bad ideas. Don't let him serve the whole country next. Listen to this.
You know, I'm sorry that people want to make a spectacle of themselves by claiming that they're going to leave the state. Look, if you want to leave the state, I would like you to stay. I'd like you to get involved and make it a better place by working together with us. But if you want to leave, then get up and move. And there's no chance that you're going to pick up a county and have it join another state.
He just said it. Get up and go. The governor's defiant exit call stands in contrast to the Democrats' internal chaos in display. Now listen to Laura Trump as she calls them out on their identity politics.
So now they went from the diversity, brigade to the straight white male Christian crowd. They don't know what they believe.
Yeah, here's a revelation for the Democrats, Laura. How about just the best person? How about allowing your voters to choose? This is very standard for the Democrats. They think in the party that they know best, and they don't care what you or, quite frankly, their voters think about anything at all. This is kind of what they've been doing for a long time. They've sort of always manipulated things. Go back to Hillary Clinton, of course, in 2016. Laura, she was all but coronated, of course, by the Democrat Party. And we were all told we had to vote for her because it was time for a woman to be president. Of course, that was an epic failure. That it's failed poorly every time it's been tried. Then, of course, Joe Biden was plugged in as their candidate, and he proudly told everybody that he was going to choose a running mate, not based on merit or based on qualifications, but based on how that person looked. He wanted a minority female. And I think I can probably speak for most women in America. How embarrassing was it to have Kamala Harris as the first female vice president of the United States? Nobody can point to a single thing that she did. But what people want is just the best person for the job. That's what we've always done on the Republican side of the aisle, and it has given us probably the greatest president in the history of America with President Donald J. Trump. Here's what I can tell you from the Republican side of things. I don't know if it'll be a man, a woman. I don't know what their religion. I don't know anything about them on the Republican side for 2028. I can tell you they'll have common sense, and maybe that's something the Democrats want to look into as they choose a candidate.
Oh, but listen to this. Jesse at the 5 pokes fun at their repeated failures, underscoring the circus that is their election strategy. Listen to this.
Well, it's funny, the 2 ones they rigged, it was a woman who was the nominee. So maybe they should just stop the rigging and let the straight white men handle it. Right, Jessica? Just kidding. I'm going to say this as delicately as possible, because this is a segment filled with minefields for someone like me. You guys should just run a gay Jew.
Amen.
Amen, brother. It's funny that way. You should just lead with funny. No? Okay, fine. Run Gavin Newsom, because this is what this is about. They're struggling to how to come to grips with running a straight white male. But Gavin is, how do I say this? Careful. He's kind of like a woman trapped in a man's body. I mean, you could probably convince the base that Gavin is a woman. He changes his mind a lot. He's always in the mirror. And he's always crying. He's crossing his legs constantly. I think they could buy that. But honestly, I think Barack Hussein Obama did a number on the Democrats' brain. First of all, his father was not African-American, okay? He's from Africa. The mother, white. People forget that he was mixed race.
No one forgets it.
I don't forget, okay? Hawaii, he was raised, kind of an exotic island. Then also raised in Indonesia. People always gloss over the Indonesia factor. Then somehow gets into Colombia, winds up at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Jesse, all I'm saying, the guy was the longest of long shots ever imagined in the United States of America. So that will never happen ever again, something like that with someone's resume like that. You guys got cocky. You started running women. Didn't work. Can you just maybe listen to me one more time? Okay. When Michelle says we ain't ready, I think she's talking about women. I think she's saying women aren't ready to be president.
She is talking about
we're not ready for a woman president. Women aren't ready to be president of this country.
I think you should just keep talking till the top of the hour.
Okay, now we have this. Fresh off the hot seat with Jesse's candid commentary, Rahm Emanuel echoing the sentiment with a warning for Democrats about repeating past mistakes. Let's watch how he predicts their undoing in 2028.
How do you, if you look ahead to 2028 for a second, if you're the Democrats, what's the most likely way they blow it? Being Democrats.
Being Democrats. See, here's the truth that the mainstream establishment does not want you to understand. It's not just an economic migration. It's a full-scale rejection of everything the Democrat Party stands for. Jamie Dimon said it perfectly. The liberal politicians think that they're being moral by taxing the rich, but what they're actually doing is destroying their own cities. They're so blinded by their radical ideology, they can't see that they're driving away the very people who fund their socialist programs. While Democrats scramble to figure out whether to run another identity politics candidate or finally admit their ideas have failed, Americans are making the choice for them. And they're choosing freedom. They're choosing low taxes. They're choosing safety. They're choosing red. And this is what winning looks like under President Trump's America. Not government mandates, but free people making free choices. And what we're witnessing is nothing less than a complete realignment of America. The failed Democrat experiment is collapsing in real time, and Americans are escaping to freedom faster than U-Haul can keep trucks in stock. President Trump saw this coming years ago, and now the data proves him right. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you moved from a blue state to a red state? Or are you planning to? Drop a yes if you've made the move or you're considering it, and make sure you share this video with every friend and family member still stuck in a blue state hellhole. They need to see this. And since you're still here, that means you care about the news. You've watched the video long, all the way to the end. Most people don't, but you care. And that's why I set this up just for you. Look at your screen. See those words, raw feed? I want you to text them to 844-840-4963. There are hundreds, well over 1,000 people now who have joined this so that they get the notifications that YouTube refuses to send. They're not waiting for the algorithm to force feed them news that they don't care about. But I will make sure you get the news you want. Just text raw feed to 844-840-4963. And don't forget to check out the Next News merch shelf below this video and show the world you stand with America First values. Smash the subscribe button, hit the bell so you never miss our reports, and stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.